people always say, I looked it up. People say that's because you're being spiritually attacked.
I've
you
heard
can't
it was
move.
some like ancestors trying to get in touch with you. That's what I've heard.
Yeah,
I've never heard that until this very moment.
and I constantly.
Welcome to Scary Funny, the show where funny comedians talk about scary places, haunted things, and stuff that freaks us out. We try to make each other laugh while we're doing it. I'm your host, stand-up comedian, actor, and the believer of the group, Thom Tran, here with, again, my co-host, Deshaun Ross. How are you, sir?
I'm well. Thanks for having me back again.
It's been a hot minute.
Yes.
You're a staple at this point. You're just...
I feel like this.
It's either you or Mike. It's really scheduling at this point. It's
Hey,
like, who is available?
Keep working, Mike.
How are things?
Things is good. Things are good. And I have some new stories now, too. So,
Oh, really?
Yes.
Ooh, this is going to be interesting.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Good. We are here with two guests this week.
Yes.
Our good friend Vince Royale, who I have known for
Oh man, for a while now.
at least from Sacramento. Since at least Sacramento. I think that's where we met.
No. Sacramento and San Francisco.
Yeah, Punchline.
About 14, 15 years ago, where we used to do the Cocky Asians comedy tour with Jimmy O Yang and some guys that don't do comedy anymore.
You did the tour?
Yeah, with
And he was on it, too? Or that's where you met him?
No.
Oh.
He was on it a couple shows, right?
Yeah.
We did Sacramento and San
Francisco. We did the Punchline.
And I was like...
It was Mark and that
and
other cat.
Gosh, darn it. They don't even do comedy anymore.
Really?
Yeah, they don't. And Jimmy O Yang was on that tour,
Jimmy O
too.
Yang. Yeah.
And
who's blown up
I
now?
remember working with him.
Dude, I was
before he was
new.
blown up.
This I was only like a year or two in.
Oh, okay.
And then when I met Thom, I was like I was fanboying because I found out Thom was the face of every Vietnamese guy in Call of Duty, and I'm like, that's all I do is play Call of Duty.
Facts.
And I told him, I've been killing you for like consistently multi-kill, and I was like. And then I remember him you had a billboard in New York, right?
Yeah. At a billboard in Times Square.
Yeah, and I took a picture of it, and I told all my buddies, I met this guy.
That's
I did
hilarious.
shows with him, man.
Yeah.
This is the face of Call of Duty. That was dope. I was like, yeah, good times, man.
How are you? It's been a while. Let's see. Last time I saw you was the Rec Room.
Yeah, the Rec Room. We did a Rec Room show.
How's that
about
going?
a year ago. I cut back on it because now I'm like freaking. I just started doing cruise ships. I've been doing that. And
You're doing cruise ships.
Yeah, and I'm trying to headline more spots in different cities. So, just been. It's hard to produce shows locally when you're trying to
Travel.
Travel and all that. So, I like, you know what?
It's hard to produce shows when you hate it too.
Yeah,
like I do.
Yeah.
Like, I
It's
hate
just
that shit.
too much damn work.
Yeah.
I want to produce more shows, but that's the problem. Like, I don't want to worry about the audience show up, the comedians show up.
Yeah.
And guess what? You still got to be funny.
Yeah. Like
Exactly.
Like when I produced the GI's TV special.
Yeah.
Like, and I said it then, and I say it to this day. I'm a good comedian. I'm a great producer. I am shit at both of them at the same time.
Yeah, it's
because
hard.
it's like,
Right.
and I get that some people are built that way.
Yeah.
Like fucking Louis, he did his own special. And Bo Burnham, he did his own. Like, he fucking recorded his thing in his bedroom during the fucking pandemic. But like,
It's just so much work.
when you got to worry about the audience and promoting and getting people there, it's like, I'm like,
And then
I got to be funny.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. It's like I can't multitask anymore. I just want to focus on. I just want to go up there and just tell my jokes
Yeah.
instead of worrying about all the other random little shit where people will call you 10 minutes before the show starts.
I
Hey,
hate that.
man.
What's your excuse?
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
Because I tell everybody, so what I'll do, I'll shut my phone down. Like, if the show starts at 7:50, don't call me and say, hey, I'm outside, I can't get in. I don't tell you.
It's your fault.
You should have been here. I told you that. Don't pussyfoot around.
Yeah, but what time do you go up though?
Yeah.
I'm like,
That means you're not going to be on time.
Yeah.
yeah.
What time do you go up?
What time do you go up?
And then they still be late. We just had this at Flappers.
Yeah.
Mike's friends. They showed up.
Mike's friends.
They showed up. I think it was one comedian left.
Yeah, that's why I cut back on producing shows. Really,
Right.
I just want to, like I said, just go up and fucking tell jokes.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
It's definitely, but much respect to comics to produce their own shows.
But don't you feel like it's the young comics and the new comics that come to town? They're like, they got the energy and the drive and the
Yeah.
hunger. We were just talking about this.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I remember coming to town and producing shows every fucking weekend and being miserable because you're trying to get comics, you're trying to get the audience, you're trying to write jokes.
Right.
And then you're also probably have a day job because you're not famous enough to not have a day job. And then by the time
Oh, and you would like to pay people, but you want to make some money off it too.
you're right.
Right.
Yeah.
That sucks. Especially if you pay everybody and you got nothing. Like, so I did all this work for nothing, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, but you know what? It's good for young comics.
Everybody says
I
that.
think every new or
You have
young
to.
comic has to go through it.
Plus, it
because-
helps you network.
Right.
And it gives you stories.
And it's not even a rite of passage kind of thing. It's more like, look, this is a part of the business. Like, you got to learn to network. You got to
Yeah.
learn to meet people. You got to learn the ins and outs of the job.
Right.
To be able, it's like, you know the ranks in the army?
Yeah.
You know, the highest rank is a general.
Right.
You know why it's called a general?
Because they
Know everything.
They know everything.
They know
right.
the basics of they are generally in charge of everything. That's why they're called generals. Okay, a better analogy would be Hollywood.
Right.
Like, you have guys that start off as PAs, production assistants.
Yeah.
Right.
And then they learn every other job on the set. That's how you wind up being like fucking Terry Matalas, the guy who's producing like the new Star Trek shows.
Yeah.
He was a PA on Star Trek The Next Generation in like 1987.
Wow.
And now he's fucking producing the Star Trek shows.
That's good. It's always good to know every level
Yes.
of your career.
Because it makes you better.
Right.
Yeah.
And I feel like, it's just we'd have a better understanding of that position.
Yes.
And
Agreed.
people will be like, But you know what? It's just fucking a lot of work.
It is. It is a lot of work. How are the cruise ships?
It's I could see why people can get comfortable doing it.
'Cause
I
of
know
the
I
money.
met comics that been doing this shit for like 20, 30 years. It pays well. You don't have to promote
You don't have to
because
do
you already
anything.
have a built-in audience.
Yeah.
So you're going into the club, there's already 300 people there because there's 5,000 people on the ships.
Yeah.
And the clubs, it's great, and then I could see why people allow their careers to peak there because it can get comfortable.
We were
But-
just talking about that before
Yeah.
you got here.
Yeah.
And
And
plus the money's so good.
Yeah.
Certain cruises pay so much. It's like, come out here and hustle or just, and then
Exactly.
they just get, especially if you got a family, they go, I just send the money.
Yeah, and then it's crazy to see that world. I've been on it for about a year now, and I know
Okay.
guys that they don't even want to do land gigs anymore. They're
Really?
nah, I don't know. I just don't want to drive anywhere. And I don't want to. I just don't want
Fly
to do
in, do my show,
Yeah.
fly. Yeah.
For me, I try to balance it out. I'll do land gigs just to see. It's the freaking terminology now. Land gigs. Because I feel like I still want to be in tune with what's going on
Yeah.
around, and I feel like I just don't want my career to peak as he's
a
the
cruise
cruise
comic?
guy. Yeah.
Right. How'd you get into it? Why did you get into it?
Oh man, because I got tired of being homeless. I just reached out to a couple people. I like, you know what? Let's. Yeah, a lot of cruise comics retired during the pandemic. So
yeah?
a lot of ships are looking for new blood.
Yeah.
And I was just in the, there was like a hiring thing going on, and I submitted my video to the ships, and they said, yeah, let's get you in.
Oh, you didn't go through an agency?
Nah, I just submitted. No, I have an agent now
Okay.
that helps book, but basically I submitted my my video to an agency.
Dope.
Are you doing, how many clean shows are you doing?
So you do 2 clean shows for the particular ship that I do. It's 3 rated R's and 2 clean shows.
3 rated R's.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the thing is, it's the same people every night.
So you has
That's
to-
the
yeah.
part that
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't, man. I
Yeah.
cannot do this. I can't. I hate doing shows in LA
Yeah.
knowing that someone who was just at a show last week
Might have still be here.
is going to
Yeah.
come to this
But
next
that's
show.
why you're basically challenged to have different sets.
Right.
Like they say you can repeat 1 or 2 shows.
Yeah, but not.
But if there's people coming to see you from the night before, they'll walk out because they
Yeah.
already heard your shit.
Right.
You know?
And see, for me, like, I'm not structured enough to even remember, like, cause I kind of go off of how I feel for the night.
Yeah.
So if I do 45, I'm gonna go, well, what did I say last night? And I don't.
Right.
So now I'm in my head trying to perform.
So I'm
thinking,
doing. So it's basically 3 different 30-minute sets, rated R's, and 2 different 30-minute PGs. So what I end up doing is I record all my sets. I'll go back to my cabin and I'll listen and write down the jokes that I did the night before.
That makes,
That's the only way, the best way I could not repeat myself.
Yeah. But I mean, my sets are so, I mean, I get so bored with my own stuff.
Yeah.
Where like, if I'm doing 2 shows in one night at the same club, I'm trying to switch it up.
Right.
Just not to hear my own fucking voice telling the same jokes.
Exactly. So, exactly. So I just find myself trying to do different material, but it's cool. I guess it forced me to write a lot more.
I was going to say, does it make you, do you have more material now because you're doing 3 different dirties and 2 cleans?
Yeah. So when I first started, I'm like, how am I going to do 5, 6 different shows in front of the same people?
That's a lot of different shows.
But when you're on the ships and you're on the islands, you start to experience different things. So you're just like, I'm just gonna talk about being on the island and
do you have any
snorkeling.
Just cruise jokes?
Yes, I do, absolutely. Like, most of my PG sets are just like based on like snorkeling and the buffet and the all the things that people can relate to on the ship. So most of my PG, that's good. It's crazy because when they told me you have to have a PG set because there's kids in the audience, I'm not used to perform. We're used to doing clubs.
Because even if they tell you clean, but when you see a child, it's like,
right.
Oh snap! Like now it's got to be like clean.
Yeah, we did a live show and we had 2 kids in our audience. Kids, 9 and 12,
bro.
Kids. Children,
it's
straight
my
up.
First time in my comedy career that I got heckled by children.
Shut up.
And and the thing is, it's a PG show, and you're working for corporate, so you can't just go in on them. So you
oh my god, it would be hilarious if you did go in.
Literally, I switch into like sub teacher mode. Look, if you guys don't stop, we're gonna call your parents, and we're gonna send you send you to they said Club Ocean is where all the kids
keep talking,
go.
I'm gonna put you in timeout, ship timeout.
Basically,
getting heckled by children.
That's what do they say? What is the child's heckled?
Oh man, they just like to chat and be interactive, and they're just hyper energy. Like,
Just can't be just like, hey, shut the fuck up.
No, you can't not. Absolutely.
I can't.
I'm gonna bang your mom if you keep talking.
So the PG set is basically no cussing, no drug references, no sexual innuendo. Yeah. So it's like super.
I'm out. For last week, I was like, I think I'm going to start doing cruise ships. Nope.
Not now.
Those are the challenges because you got to think about it. It's you're hired by a corporation now.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have to adhere to what their policies are.
Right.
So that's
absolutely.
The only thing.
That totally makes sense. Completely makes sense. But we were just talking about, I got a call from somebody who was like, hey, do you want to drive to the Inland Empire to do a clean show for $50? And I'm like, no, I don't like any of that shit.
Right.
I don't want to do that. I could. I don't want to.
Yeah. And then that's the cool thing about like being in the game for a while. You could say no to.
I guess so. Yeah, but I mean,
not for $50.
Yeah,
but no. If you're gonna do a corporate, and corporations have money, man.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm learning. A lot of cruise ship comics started doing corporate gigs.
Yeah,
because they pay a lot, man. These companies have like budgets. $5,000, $3,000 a pop for little private corporate gigs.
I have 5 corporates booked already for this year.
That's awesome,
and it's already more than all of what I made last year at the comedy clubs.
Dude, it's
corporate gigs.
That's where the money is.
Where it's
man.
at.
Exactly.
I remember one time I met this dude up in Sacramento, and he was like, "Would you mind doing my Christmas party? Like, I am the boss. I want to book you for my corporate. I bring my people to the hotel." He took care of and here's the funny thing. I said the price kind of like, And he agreed to it so fast. I was like, you loser. You could have said so much. Because he said it so fast. So I was like, 2,000. He said, yes. God dang it.
I could have said 5,000.
And I was thinking higher, but I punked out.
No.
And then he still tipped $1,000 in cash after the show. So I was like, that day learned, I was like, I'm never, ever, ever gonna lowball myself again. Especially for corporate.
Always start high, man. You know,
man. What you scared of? All you can do is say no, or be like, "Can you come? Yeah, I can come down a little bit."
Yeah.
But after several years, right, Tom, it's like once you get paid a certain amount and you got paid that much, it kind of you question like, why am I taking this $50 gig?
Yeah,
How do you think
it's
I
not
paid
worth
for
the
this?
drive.
No,
How
I'm
do you think I
not.
paid for this house?
$25 in chicken wings and Red
Yeah.
Bull.
Oh, I love when they say we can't pay you, but we can feed you. Well, if you pay me, I can feed myself.
Yeah. I make the menu situation very difficult when they say that. I'm like, do you have baby's tears?
Yeah,
'Cause that's
you
all I
with
drink.
babies tears. I'm like, well, I'm like, listen, I can't do any dairy. I can't do and don't hit me with that.
At the same time, like I don't want to get to the point where I'm turning down club gigs because I know it's necessary to showcase.
Yeah.
Like I feel like the Laugh Factor, the improvs, you have to be there in order to be seen and relevant, But I feel like you can't just solely depend on the club gigs, though.
Yeah, no.
You have to do the corporate, you have to do the road to make money as a comic.
It's everything. It's
Well,
all,
for me, I do the club gigs to work out material so that I can do the corporate gigs and
you
I
go.
can do the
Yeah.
bigger like. I don't do the road so much anymore because it's been years since I was like a road comic.
Oh yeah, it's brutal, man.
And I don't know what the money's like anymore because my corporate gigs pay me too well. So like I stay in town, I work on material, I go do a corporate, I'm good for 2 months.
There you go.
So like I don't even know what
Work smarter, man.
I don't know what comedy clubs are paying anymore because like I opened for Brad Williams in November only because it was in my hometown on Veterans Day weekend.
Oh, wow.
And I love Brad. So I was like, okay, this is cool. I was like, oh, this is what I'm getting paid. It's fine. Like, is that what they're playing features now? Because it's what I like.
yeah, unless
I
you get
pay
with
my
somebody
team
that
a lot
I
bigger.
think it's gotten less throughout the years. I remember.
I don't think
yeah.
it's less. I think it's just everything else costs more.
That's crazy. I listen
think
to
it's gotten
comics.
less.
I listen to comics. They've been doing this since the '80s,
Oh,
and they'll
I
tell
didn't
me
know
how
that.
much the features and headlines would get paid in the '80s.
Yeah, plus an 8-ball.
Yeah, dudes was
Plus an
getting
8-ball.
like
I'm not bullshitting.
2-3 grand.
That's fun.
Featured
Yeah.
acts for like
Yeah.
back in the '80s we'd get like the
Then
commit.
it's a lot less. Then it's a lot less.
Yeah.
And the only reason, like when I was on the road, I was with Lonnie Love. She would always like tip out, so I didn't get just what the club paid me. And I remember the first time I went with, I had someone, the club had booked me, and I forget who the headliner was, and I got what the feature actually got paid. I was like, you feel comfortable paying people this? I was so offended. I'm like, who can make a living like this? I was like, I'm going back with Lonnie. She's so much better. You get spoiled. I got spoiled though, and I was like that. I thought that was the norm for it. No, that's not the norm.
Yeah.
You got to get what they, and don't let it be a 3-person show. And let's say you're the host. You're not making no money.
Nope.
People will think that because you're on a big show with a headline. No, you're not getting nothing. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's all smoke and mirrors, man.
That's why I pay my GIs what I do.
Yeah.
Because like they've all been through the trenches. They're all
Yeah, yeah.
professional touring comics.
Yeah.
I know what they're worth. I
Yeah.
know what I'm worth. And I know how much work goes into it. I'm like, this is what I'm paying you guys. And it is leaps and bounds more than what comics would typically get for
Yeah.
a one-nighter.
And it's what it should be.
Yeah, it's
Most
what
likely.
it should be.
Yeah. Because
which is why,
have you ever
like,
done
I-
the math?
What's that?
If you go like to one of these clubs, have you ever done the math? Like how much people pay to get in? And I get you got expenses, but
Yeah.
they're getting a lot of dough.
Oh yeah.
You definitely could up the money
Yeah.
for the people, for the comedians,
Yeah.
the people who entertain the audience that you're charging
Right.
Dude,
an arm and a leg.
I know there's like some big ass headliners. I'm not gonna fucking say names, but they'd probably get like $250,000 for playing the weekend because their tickets
Yeah.
are fucking $75 a pop, and people are paying them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's insane.
They want to give the headliner 75, let's say 50,000, and they'll go give the host $300 for the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, man! If you don't get to do some money so he can live,
Yeah, exactly. So, and we are here with another comic, a young comic, who's listening to us ramble. These old men who've been doing comedy for a while.
probably like,
how do you feel about this decision to fucking get into this career where people want to abuse you for nothing?
I know, right? I'm doing it for basically nothing right now. Like,
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, I do host my own open mic, and we do it for free. Like, the bar doesn't pay us for the
how long
days.
you been doing it?
Since the beginning of this year. But in general, I've been doing comic since for almost a full year now. Like, I've been off and on. Like I've taken small breaks just to kind of figure out what I was doing with myself because there's been moments where I had to take a knee.
Oh, it's gonna happen a lot.
Yeah.
So
I did it this morning at 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Especially if you take an L. You ever like back when you bomb in the beginning, you be like, "Am I supposed to be doing comedy or like should I go get my resume together?" And it sticks with you until you have a good set. Just so you know.
I really bombed last Wednesday. Like
It
it was
lots
bad.
of bombing in the beginning. Lots and lots of bombing.
And it does hurt, and it won't feel good until you do a good set.
Oh yeah.
It hurts. We've all been there. So
You get that good set. You had the whole audience laughing. You said something crazy, and you're like, man, wish I would have recorded that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you go turn around the corner, you got that high feeling, and you go up on stage, and suddenly crickets, and you're like, I'm just gonna keep going. Got to keep going because that's really what it is. It's just a test of your willpower.
Yeah.
If you drop the mic right then and there and walk off because no one's laughing, then
That's so crazy.
I always ask comics this, man. What's your most memorable bombing set? I know that stands out most. Oh, you know?
Of course it does.
Yeah.
I don't even feel bad for people sometimes when they tell theirs.
What's your most memorable bombing set?
Here's the thing, though. After I tell mine, I'm going to judge yours very hard. And when people bomb and I see it, I'll go and they feel back, get out of here. You bombed in front of like a drunk audience. They're going to forget about it tomorrow.
Right.
I bombed on television.
Oh, no.
Television. So did they not just forget about it. They had reruns for a while.
Hilarious.
No.
Yeah, like,
Hilarious.
It was so bad. I don't even put that when people go, "What's your credits?" I don't ever even mention it. But it was you can't YouTube or nothing like that. So thank God. Like,
God.
It's not up there.
So what was it?
It was Comic View. My first year in the game.
You did Comic View your first year in the game?
I did.
You deserved to bomb.
And so what happened was I was at the Comedy Union. I had a phenomenal set. Somebody happened to be in the audience, and they said, "Hey, we think you're really funny. Come back tomorrow night for the audition." Bet. Why would I not? I love Comic View. Went back, had a better set. So in my head, and I think every young comic has had this. I'm blowing up. This is the day.
Right.
They just booked
I'm going to write this down.
Yeah.
So they didn't officially book me right then. No, I remember I was driving down Hollywood. They called me. I pulled over. I was like crying, like, "Yes, I got it.
Hilarious.
So then they tell you, whatever the set is. You know,
Yeah.
you got this amount of time. Let's say 7 minutes, but you got to submit your jokes. So then they were like, practice your set. So I practiced those 7 minutes. Remember, I told you earlier though, I'm not a scripted guy like that. I got to be how I feel.
You got to flow. You got to feel the flow.
I didn't feel the flow. I practiced. So when the day comes, I'm super nervous. It's at the Orpheum Theater in New Orleans.
Oh, shit.
It's jam-packed. All I see is people. So I'm on the side of the stage, and then the host is saying my name. I'm getting ready to walk out. The producer grabs me and goes, "Hey, when you finish your set, stay on stage because she want to talk to you, and don't bomb." So now I'm walking out
And
going,
don't bomb.
Don't bomb. I'm literally saying this in my head, don't bomb. The DJ cuts the music before I get to the microphone. So I kind of like hurry up and trot because now I'm nervous. I get up there, and now I'm so nervous I can't think of my jokes. And I can't think of any other jokes. So I've been practicing these 7 jokes for the last 3 weeks. So I'm stumbling over every joke I've ever had. No. I'm supposed to say, "You ever get mad when they fired you?" Right? I was like, "You ever be at a job, you keep calling in sick, and then sometimes the boss gets mad." I'm all over the place. So I start seeing people doing this way in the back, right? And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, they're gonna boo me. I don't want to get booed." Then I start seeing people doing the get off stage. Then I hear this laughter out of nowhere, big laughter. I'm like, I didn't say nothing that funny. What are they laughing at? Cheryl Underwood, who is the host,
right?
She has a Lysol can. She's spraying it as she's coming from the backstage. Then she sprays me, the mic. I'm standing there like, audience is going crazy. She turns her mic on. She grabs me like I can't go nowhere now. She starts roasting me. It felt like 8 days. No. She's laying into me, and everything she says is landing. "You're trash. You should just be. You too pretty to be this bad. You should be my opener. Stay and eat me." And they're dying. I'm sitting there like I'm sweating profusely. I have on a blue button-up shirt with a collar.
Oh, no.
I'm leaking under here right now. I bombed so bad when I finally walk off stage. You see, the comics were like the Red Sea. They literally parted. They turned their faces because nobody wants bomb to get on you. It's contagious. They didn't even interview me. The camera was there.
Oh no.
Dude just turned it off.
Rodney Perry goes,
Oh no.
Everybody roasted me. I walked outside just to get some air. They were like, that's the dude that was garbage. Why are you still here? I immediately closed the door. I said, I can't do this. I can't do this.
Man.
I stayed in the green room for the last 3 tapings. And then that was bad because every comic had already told everybody. They were like, yeah, you the bomber, huh? You look like you bombed.
Oh, that's fucked
I'm
up.
all dressed up in nice clothes. So it doesn't air yet. This is just what I dealt with the bomb day.
Oh, no.
So
Oh, man.
it airs and everybody knows my air date. People are having watch parties and stuff.
Oh,
My phone starts blowing up. I'm getting text messages, calls, and I didn't answer it because I was like, I can't deal with it. The people I'm watching it looked at me like, you quit your job to do this? This how you want to live your life? And then like I was having some people were laughing at me. Just the straight voicemails. You're so bad.
oh no.
You're so bad. Why do you think you're funny?
Oh,
Yeah, people, it was bad. The only person I used to work at the radio station was Spinderella from Salt and Pepper.
Right.
She called me. I picked up. And she was like, listen, D, when I first got with Salt and Pepper, I bombed.
Yeah.
She said, just keep going. So then I did. I remember I said, what I'm going to do is when I get back to California, I'm going to hit the stage every single day. And I'm going to go hard. So that when those people see me, at least those people will go, I saw that dude the other night. He was funny. He must have got nervous. That was my goal, to erase their minds.
Right.
So I took it to the fate. And then they had reruns for a long time.
But that's dope. Somebody else would have probably quit.
Yeah,
after
that was my
shit.
mentality to do. And then people, that's when I stopped reading comments about myself. People were writing on BET.com like, oh my gosh, he looked good, but he was garbage. Like, he spent more time on his clothes than he did on his set.
Oh, man.
It was bad. And so, yeah, I tried to just go hard.
Oh.
And then, yeah, that's actually, I think, what got me funnier because I was on a mission.
Right.
And then I got booked to go back to New Orleans one time. I said, I'm going to let these people have it. And I hope it's all the people from Commonwealth.
Right.
It was only like a 200-seater, but I was like, all them 3,000 people better be here.
That was a redemption.
Yeah.
Dope.
To go back to New Orleans and kill, yeah, that felt good because it was a bomb.
Where can I watch this set?
You can't. That's
No,
the
really?
great thing about it.
It's not
No.
on BET.com no more?
No, I don't even think that's a thing anymore. No, I think no, you definitely can't. It's gone.
It's the internet, man.
That's
Yeah. No, I don't even think YouTube was up yet. This was like in 05, I think I did it. 04, 05.
I think the YouTube was a thing then.
It might have been 2, but it's not up there.
Right, really?
Yeah.
That's trifling that they aired your thing.
Not only they kept airing it. I was like, then they put me in a compilation of bombs.
Shut up.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like I was like, yo, stop airing it. I'm funny now. Cause like 3 years later, like stop. We get it.
Oh, not a bomb compilation.
And there was one time I did a show and everybody, like, I got a standing ovation. One dude walks up to me after and goes, I saw you on Comic View though. So that's why I don't say
fucked up.
Comic View on my.
Right. That's hilarious.
Oh,
It's not even on. If someone asks for my resume, which is weird, I don't have it listed on there because I don't want people to remember that was me.
Right.
Because I've had people will go, oh yeah, I do. You had short hair back then. Yeah, no. Let's not talk about it no more.
That ain't me.
Yeah, so when you bomb at it, I don't have no sympathy for like comedy club bombs.
Right.
I really don't be like, sissy.
Yeah, we
Right.
just shouldn't have started with him.
I told you it was bad.
What's your worst bomb?
All right, so I do a NA show, right? And I crush, and then I meet a guy named Lamont Bowman, you know?
Yep.
Lamont. Yeah, he's like a pastor,
Yeah.
comic.
He's the singer. He has a group. Yeah.
So he does a lot of like corporate and clean
Clean
shows. He goes,
shows.
"You're
Super
funny, man. Yeah, I'm gonna book you for this private gig." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm down." You know?
Wait, so you were doing? He saw you do clean?
Yeah, no. He saw me work. It wasn't clean, but
Okay.
I told him I can work clean,
Right.
whatever. But it's a private gig for football. A college football star that passed away.
Oh
Right.
man.
And it was it was like in a banquet hall, like in a military base.
Yeah.
So the way they said it, the way he broke it down to me, says, well, the guy was a fan of comedy and entertainment. So the family thought it would be a good homage to the kid
Yeah.
to put together like a whole itinerary of poets, singers, gospel choir, comedians.
Yeah.
Basically a variety show to honor this
I
kid's
don't like
life.
this. I don't like this
It
at
sounds like
all.
it's going bad already.
I don't like the way this feels in my heart.
So I
Go
go in,
on.
I'm like, all right, cool. It's a nice set. There's about maybe 200-300 people in there. They're all like fans of the kid that passed away. So first they have like a poetry, a singer, gospel choir, a comic, whatever. And so I was supposed to go up right after a singer and do a set. But the host, I guess it was like the uncle or something, a relative goes up there and goes, oh, before we bring up the next performer, we're going to show a slideshow of so-and-so's life.
Oh, no.
So it's like a montage of this.
Of sadness.
Yeah. From childhood to high school to the football highlights. And the whole crowd is on tears.
Of course.
Yo, everybody's fucking sad now and shit. All right. You know I'm going with this, right? So he goes, so the next performer, he's a very funny guy.
No.
He's here. You guys, get up for Vince Royale, guys. I go up there, nothing's working. Because it's like the energy of the room is so down now. Like, how the
they're
fuck
super
do it-
sad.
Yeah. Why do they want to laugh after they just saw...
The highlight reel of sadness for the year.
Right. I ate a dick so bad. I told Lamont, I said, look, man, you don't even have to pay me for that. I said,
You reach in your pocket like, here, I owe you this.
Yeah, he said, you know what? He paid me, but still, I felt so bad about it. Like, I was so embarrassed. Like, I didn't speak to Lamont for years.
That's
and then
hilarious.
finally, I finally, I saw him last year, and I told him, like, look, man. He goes, no, they did you wrong, bro.
Yeah, I mean, that's a terrible time to bring somebody up, though.
Yeah.
But was he
Especially
there? Was he there?
Yeah, he was there.
He should have, as
He
the
should've told them.
producer, he should have told them, just like, hey, look, whatever you're planning, this guy needs to go either before all the sad shit or way after all the sad
I
shit.
They
would've
should have had a
rather win
singer after that.
Or even a poet, man.
But the
singer-
singers can touch you, and you can slowly come up out your funk. But comedy right away, and if you don't know them, no.
I just feel like comedy should be back to back.
Yeah.
Instead of like, I don't know, variety
the
shows
breakup,
are weird to
yeah.
me. It's like it shifts the energy of the room. But that was traumatic for me.
All right,
That's
mine is bullshit. It has not, it's not nearly as bad. I think, but it's my most memorable bomb because it was my first real bomb. It was early in my career, and I'd started off like a fucking flamethrower. Like, every room I walked into, I killed. So in the beginning, and I killed, the way a fucking 6-month comic thinks he kills.
Yeah.
But I hadn't done badly, and I'd never bombed. I did well, but I never bombed. And then one night, I was working a comedy club in my hometown, and there were 2 shows. And the first show, I was the host, but I was doing doing 10, and I killed first time. Second show, same club, just a different audience. Every comic ate a bag of shit. Mm-hmm. And that was the first time I had experienced a bomb. And that was the first time I got turned off to hosting because I was like, man, if I eat shit, these motherfuckers ain't gonna want to see me again after the next guy. Yeah. That's when I was like, oh, I don't know if I can do this hosting thing. Like this is bad. Like, and it wasn't nearly as bad as either yours, but it was like and I've had bombs since then.
But that was bombs. The most memorable.
That's the most memorable one because it was like I could not do wrong for the first 6 or 9 months of doing stand up, and then it came crashing down, and it was hard. Like it was just 8 o'clock, great. 10 o'clock, don't fucking just leave this club. Don't
you
come
know what
back.
sucks when you're bombing? Nothing. It's like nothing I say now you guys like. It don't matter what it is.
Right.
And then you can feel your confidence literally running out of your body. So now your jokes are like, I hope you like this next one is funny. No, you didn't. Okay.
You know what? And here's the thing too. Like I've noticed physically when I'm not doing well, I will start sweating profusely.
I was in a light color shirt. That's why I wear dark.
Yeah, that's why I wear black t-shirts.
Because you can't see my sweat. Yeah. Because of that day. I was sweating like the shirt, it was to add it's disgustingly wet right here. Because when you get nervous, you sweat. I sweat. I was like, yo, I'm a heavy sweater when I'm nervous.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
when I eat really spicy Indian food or I start bombing on stage. Just the sweat starts coming down the side of my head, and and the thing is, it is noticeable enough to me that it will distract me because
Yes.
then I get in my head and I'm like, oh, I'm bombing. I know I'm bombing because I can feel the fucking sweat.
Do you talk to yourself when you're bombing? Like in your head, are you talking to yourself?
Yes.
Yeah. Like, why aren't they not laughing? Where is the light? Can I get off yet?
Yeah. Yeah.
That very much reminds me of the story of the captain who's like just looking down a bunch of ships coming at him, and they're about to make embarkation, and people are about to jump on the ship. And they're about to do sword fighting. He goes, "Get me my red shirt." Why do you need a red shirt? Because they can't see me bleed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then one day he sees the British Armada coming after him with cannons, and he turns around and goes, "Captain, I have your red shirt." And the captain goes, "No, I need my brown pants."
Yes, that's what a bombing will do for you.
Yeah.
But it's gonna either make you weak or you're gonna get stronger from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you weak, you quit. If you strong, you gonna get. I mean, if you're strong minded, you're gonna get better though.
I mean, it's gonna hurt. It's not gonna feel good.
And it hurts for like I said until you. And if you don't have another show for a while, like you sit in that.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
the worst.
The best way to recover from a bomb is just to continuously go up again. I mean, that's how I did it.
Yeah,
I was
you have to do good.
I got to erase that from my memory, so I'm just going to constantly go up.
That's it. That's the only thing. Cause I don't care what you do in between, and until you have a good set, that bomb is
Exactly, because I think some comics that bomb, they'll sit there depressed for a while, and I noticed that.
I can't stand a comic who bombs and then comes up and goes, "Did you see how did I do?"
You know how you did.
If you don't get on my face, how'd the audience say you did?
Yeah. But you know what? That's almost as bad as a comic that comes off stage.
were
It's like,
paying
did you
attention.
see me kill? Hey, do you know what killing is?
You know who we're talking about now,
Yeah,
right
I know. I know who we're talking about.
now? We're talking about the same person.
Yeah, we're talking about the same person.
They were paying attention.
Yeah.
And I don't never know what to say. Like,
He was the reason there was rules. Remember when there was Sam Manuel? He was some of those rules.
and I feel bad. Like, at what point do you just be like, hey, you didn't?
It was terrible.
Because and I've said this to my girlfriend, like, I will avoid people I don't want to be around. But if you force me to be around you, I'm going to hurt your feelings. But if someone, like, just genuinely is like, hey, did you see me kill? And they didn't kill. I was like, I don't know how to say.
I saw you. I saw you kill. It was not. It was their
soul that
Yeah.
you killed. But, like, how do you tell someone, like, hey,
I
man.
usually just try to, like, immediately when I see them getting off stage, I try to, like, go where they're not going to be.
Right.
So if this is the walk off, I'm gonna go over here.
Yeah.
Because I don't want the like, because I don't want to be a dick. But you know
Right.
you bombed.
But it's not even the people that bombed.
They
It's
don't think they did.
It's the people who are like, I killed. I'm like,
Yeah.
but
You see how great my set was? No, I didn't see that. I saw your set. It just wasn't great. And set shouldn't be in the same sentence. That's how I feel.
Man.
Yeah, you'll meet more people like that. They have no clue that they just bombed.
Me, I still try to do the community thing. Like, give me the.
I'm not
fist
doing
bump.
it because
You'd be
I don't want your bomb to touch me. Because I don't want it. You know what I mean? It might be contagious. Nope. I'm not fist bumping it. I got to get off the stage first. Then I can fist bump you.
you know what's scarier than bombs? Ghosts.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're 40 minutes into this episode.
I was just thinking about that. Like, what about ghosts?
I looked at the timer. I'm like, we're 40 minutes in. We still ain't talking about.
We ain't talking about no scare.
It's been a minute. I missed doing the show because
Yeah.
it's been.
It's good comic fun.
It is.
Yeah.
So you know what the show's about? What is your relationship with the supernatural like? You are Filipino.
Yes.
And as an Asian person, myself, I don't know if you can tell over the podcast video, you can. What is your relationship? What was your family like? How did they interact with the supernatural, or did they?
It's crazy because in the Philippines, I was born in Manila. So like my first 7 years was my early childhood was being in the Philippines and hearing all the ghost stories. They're very superstitious.
Right.
You know, there's different types of vampires that live in the jungle. And so you hear all that. But me personally experiencing, this is the weirdest shit that happened. One of my earliest childhood memories. I had asthma as a kid. Mm-hmm. So...
And you don't know?
I still do, but
Right.
it was really bad.
Okay.
You know, it came back, and I remember my mother and my grandmother taking me to a village doctor, right, to help with my asthma. And this doctor had a boiling pot of water. And they put it's like a witch's brew, man. I remember that shit. He was putting candle in the water and maybe cat hair.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, real Rich's brew.
Yeah.
Legit just making shit up.
Yeah, no. And then I was like, what the fuck? And I thought it was normal. And they said that would help heal my asthma.
Did you have to drink it or just breathe it?
I don't remember drinking it.
Oh, okay.
I remember my grandmother making a stew with a lizard in it, though. I drank that. I was supposed to help my asthma. Because lizards are common. And my great-grandmother used to catch the lizard, cook it, and put it in the stew. And they said that would help my asthma.
Really?
Not only that's supernatural, but it sounds like it's...
Those home remedies.
It's superstitious.
Yeah.
It's definitely superstitious.
Now, I remember... This is another weird one when I was a kid. Dolls. I saw a doll move. It would it would freak me out. I don't know if somebody was messing with me. But I was maybe 5 years old. This doll at my aunt's house moved by itself. So that fucking freaked me out. So I can't I can't have dolls. I can't watch movies with fucking dolls in it. Chucky, that new one that just came out, Megan.
Yeah.
Anything with dolls, I can't fuck with it, man. I remember crashing at my friend's house, and his wife has a doll collection in the guest room.
And you had to stay in the guest room?
Yeah, and I
Fuck
said,
that.
you know what?
Sleeping on the
I
couch.
asked him, please, can you just move the dolls out of the guest room?
Did they?
Yeah, they moved it for me. They're life-size fucking dolls.
Oh, no, that's...
Nope.
Why do you have lifetime dolls
Nope.
anyway?
Yeah, they're
Nah.
the size of a child. They're 4 foot fucking tall dolls.
My cousin's house is like that. You would not stay over there.
No.
And she won't... she's so particular with her dolls and puppet, whatever
Yeah,
they are.
you know what? For
She wants
some
them always
reason,
there, and they're all around the
That's
room.
why I can't fuck with movies like Annabelle.
Yeah.
Just
Not
the
for you.
fact that okay,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like a whole bunch of animals and stuff all around the bed. Why? Why you got all this?
yeah.
That's crazy. I used to be scared of Teddy Ruxpin
Teddy Ruxpin.
because of Chucky. My sister had a Ruxpin doll, and I watched Chucky, and I don't know. He did go off one night, he did whatever he laughed or his saying. And I got out I took off down the hallway so fast, and I hurt my knee because when I was running, I slipped a little bit, hit the door with my knee. When I tell you I fell like a champ, though, boom, fall, kept rolling into a run until I got into my parents' room. I was not playing. Deshaun, you got to get out of here. Nope, we all leaving out of here. My dad was like, "You got to go back to bed. You're gonna have to whoop me. I'm not going back in there."
Hilarious.
He just talked for no reason. No one put my sister sleep.
Yeah.
No one pushed the button. No one doing that. Chucky's in him.
Nope.
That's just a movie.
So yeah, that was dolls, man. Can't fuck with it, man.
Dolls are kind of scary though. I can see that though.
Thank you.
Has anything happened since you've been an adult? Have you ever been to a place that's given you the heebie-jeebies?
And the Comedy Store doesn't count.
Yeah, because
We all know that.
Yeah, it's just fucking haunted. Shit. Besides the doll, as a childhood, as an adult,
let's go back a second. So you grew up in the Philippines and you heard all the stories, and these your family did superstitious things to help cure your asthma. But how did you grow up? Your personal feelings about the supernatural. Did you believe this stuff? Was it just part of it? Do you believe it now?
yeah, you know what? There's a lot of weird things that happened throughout my life. As a teenager, I experienced a lot of sleep paralysis.
Right.
And I never understood that. People always say, I looked it up. People say, that's because, you're being spiritually attacked. And that's why when you wake up and I don't know if you guys ever experienced that. Well, you just wake up.
We've heard about it a lot. I haven't.
And your body doesn't move, but you're conscious. And that used to freak me out. I'm what's going on? You're completely paralyzed, but you're conscious.
I've
you
heard
can't
it was
move.
some ancestors trying to get in touch with you. That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
I've never heard that until this
Yeah.
very moment.
And I constantly... Really?
Yeah, no, my great grandmother used to say that all the time. She would say, if that happens to you, it's.
Was your
one of our-
grandmother the only one that's ever heard that? Said that? Because I've
I don't know.
never heard it.
I never asked people. I just believe anything she told me. I believed.
Right, okay.
She's my mother's mother.
Right.
Like, why would I not believe?
Okay.
It? Yeah. So
Okay.
I just never, because I never heard. He was the first person that ever said the sleep thing. I was like, that is true. And that's what I heard. Like they're
That's
trying
crazy.
to get in touch with you.
Like, why can't they just text?
Because
They now being a lot easier. You're not gonna respond.
they died before texting. They don't know how to text.
Oh yeah, and we didn't have Androids and iPhones.
That's why light switches
Back
are
in-
always going off
Yeah,
because they don't
they're
know
like-
what the fuck they're
They're
doing.
like, wow.
Light, you know, back
Is this
in
how
my
I send
day,
a text message?
Yeah.
No,
back in my
Grammy.
day, we had to start fire.
Yeah. So yeah, that I mean, it could be true though.
Yeah.
Okay, so you had sleep paralysis.
I've had sleep paralysis happen a few times. Well, what people have told me, that has to be because you're being spiritually attacked. I've had out of body experiences also.
Oh.
Well, my consciousness has left my body, and I've levitated and watched myself sleep, and like float above the house. So that's weird.
Like looking in
Yeah.
the roof and seeing yourself.
Yeah, and I've had
Astral
like
projection.
basically astral projection where like I'm my consciousness is walking around this other realm, and I know that I'm conscious and aware of it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Dang. That's the first.
Yeah, we haven't heard anything about astral projection.
I
so
was
far.
like astral
projection.
astral projection.
Yeah, basically the astral plane is very similar to the material plane that we are on right now, and it's a very thin veil. So it's like as you pass through your levels of consciousness, eventually you will hit that veil and have an out of body experience.
It's like when Spider-Man went to attack Doctor Strange and he just pushed him
Right,
out.
exactly.
That's what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But instead of
We
sleep
gotta talk about it in
paralysis,
nerd terms.
is tingle.
right.
Yeah, it's Peter Tingle.
Which I like better
Tingle.
because with sleep paralysis, I can't move my body, and my consciousness is stuck in my body. Well, versus like astral projection, my consciousness is outside my body, and I'm able to move around freely.
Is there things that you do that like, okay, it's probably gonna happen tonight, or it's just
No, it is like randomly. Sometimes I've only done it like once or twice where I consciously like, all right, tonight I'm going to astral project. But it's only worked like once or twice in my life.
that's still
And
impressive.
and I've done that because I used to practice meditation, for a while. I kind of fell off, but before when I did, I was able to achieve that like once or twice to consciously, yeah.
How often have you astral projected?
I could probably less than 5 times.
But
in my
do you
life.
think it has to stem from when you were meditating so much that you
Yeah.
had? Okay.
I think so. And then also during my teenage years, I did a lot of drugs too. So maybe that
He just destroyed. He like everything he said. It was just like, oh, it's just LSD.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, no, but like and then during my teenage years, I experimented a lot with LSD and stuff like that. And
I called it.
It was like not LSD, but LSD.
yeah.
LSD,
But that was-
CBD.
I didn't suck a dick, but I sucked a dick.
So as a teenager, yeah,
As a teenager, it's okay if you're doing teens.
I saw a lot of ghosts and I heard a lot of voices, but that's because I was
On LSD.
yeah.
Or
But they
psychedelics.
say when you're on psychedelics, you do see other realms, though.
Yeah,
so I
isn't that-
remember being
yeah.
Yeah, the third eye opens. And,
yeah, I
Yo,
remember
you had a lot of experience with this. It sounds like, because you knew Astro right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember being 15 years old, right? This guy gives me a freaking, I think acid. And I'm like, it's not going to do nothing, this little piece of paper. I took it, and I remember walking into my house and having a conversation with the picture of Jesus on the wall.
Hilarious. Hilarious.
So you was talking to the picture.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
And I go into my room, and I look out the window, and they're gray, the grays, the alien grays
Yeah.
were just peeking into the room watching me. And I said, I'm not going to sleep tonight.
That's
And
hilarious.
yeah.
I think you were just high, man.
Yeah, I was
Super high. Super high.
and I remember, and then I go into my mother's bedroom, And at that time, she was dating her boyfriend was a bowling alley manager. And
I didn't want to laugh. I don't know why.
no. So I'm 15 and they're like in their 30s at that time. And I asked them if I could sleep in the bed with them.
Oh no.
Right.
I just realized how old you was. Heck nah.
Exactly. And they're like, and my mother and her boyfriend at that time looked at me and like, what is wrong with you? And I said, I'm seeing aliens. There are aliens in my room. And Jesus is talking to me. Right? I remember my mother's boyfriend going, you partied a lot tonight, didn't you? And I said, no, I'm not partying. I said, I'm just trying to sleep.
That's funny.
And I said, but I'm really scared because aliens are watching and Jesus is talking to me. And so he goes, yes, you can sleep here tonight, but we're going to have a talk when you wake up.
Damn, like a stepdad? How long were they together?
Yeah, he was basically my father figure at that time.
Okay.
And he also all
at
three of
that
y'all
time.
slept in the bed.
That night, yeah.
Wow.
All
I
right.
slept like a little kid because I was scared of shit. I didn't know what was going on. You know, I've never had aliens watching me. Jesus talking. So we sat down. It was my first time doing acid. Right?
All right.
And so,
Wait, let me ask you this. So after that, wanting to sleep with your mom and her boyfriend,
yeah.
you did acid again?
No. That was
Okay.
the last time.
I
But
was
they
about to
sat
say.
me. You know, I mean, I smoked weed before that.
Yeah.
You know, and I wasn't like, you know, but they looked at me like they thought I was a drug addict. So they told me like,
I mean, you
look,
were on LSD.
And you
Yeah.
asked to sleep in the bed with them.
So they,
It's kind of time for help.
I think he was hoping for more sympathy from us.
Yeah.
so they said, what's going on? And I said, well, I took this thing, you know, and they said, well, we're gonna have to talk to your. At that time, I had a probation officer because I was a troubled kid, and then they made me talk to him, and I had to take a P test. Then I took a P test, and they found PCP in my system, acid, PCP, and marijuana, which
God dang.
which baffled me.
All from that one.
And embalming fluid and something like that. And so
Formaldehyde?
well, you know, in Jersey City,
Crazy.
the street weed was always laced.
Yeah.
So to make it stronger, it's not like Cali. This
Yeah.
is back in the freaking 90s where, you know, to make the weed stronger, they have to add extra ingredients to it.
God
So I'm
dang.
15 years old. I've been smoking, weed for like 2-3 years, not knowing the weed I was smoking was laced with all these different ingredients.
So you probably did talk to Jesus if you had embalming fluid in your
Probably.
body.
So then
Yeah.
I pee and I test positive for all these drugs, and they told me like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. You can either go to juvenile detention or you can go to rehab. And I begged my parents, just can you just send me to rehab because I don't want to go to juvie.
That's a
Yeah.
good decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were pissed because rehab is expensive.
Right.
So I spent 2 weeks in rehab, and I felt like that movie fucking Dave Chappelle. I'm like, well, I don't even fucking do none of this shit. I just smoke weed.
Yeah.
And everybody's there like fucking.
On
Oh,
real
half-baked.
drugs. Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes, weed? You ain't here for some marijuana?
You ain't never sucked a dick for marijuana.
He goes, no.
Nah.
Boo this man. That was you. You got booed.
But I do believe that that's when it started because of the drug that or my system at that time. Oh man, North Hollywood.
It's either the airplanes from Burbank or the helicopters
looking
from
for somebody.
Yeah.
I used to live in Van Nuys, so
Yeah.
I remember that gave me flashbacks. The helicopters.
I actually had to living in Texas. I actually had to play something like that just to
Yeah.
go to sleep sometimes.
Yeah.
But I think because of that triggered like my sleep paralysis, my starting because I stopped doing drugs for many years, but you still have flashbacks.
But do you think? Because I've always heard when you with mushrooms, when you microdose, it opens up your third eye and all that stuff. So
And
do you
you'll see
think
other.
you had a combination of everything that it could have still did that though too?
I think so. It opened up my, like I said, my perception
Yeah.
to different things. I would hear and see things that normally other people would be like, no, that's not happening.
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy. Man, you had a wild childhood.
Oh yeah, I was a troubled kid. My dad left, and my mom was dating the bowling alley manager, which I hated.
I think that you keep calling them bowling alley, man. That's what it is for me, the bowling alley.
No, but eventually he won me over because he gave me free games, and I joined the bowling league.
Hilarious.
And I was like, you know what? He won me over because he's
Yeah.
dating my mother. He goes, look, if you come after school, so I don't get in trouble and start,
That's
you know,
smart.
to get away from all the
drugs.
the drugs and
Yeah.
you know and the bad kids I was hanging out
Yeah.
with. Come to the bowling alley and I'll let you play. And he gave me unlimited bowling games, and he even bought me a bowling bag. I had a bowling ball customized.
So actually, he was great for your life.
He
Yeah,
was.
he
Yeah.
was.
Yeah,
He
I'm
was-
jealous.
Yeah.
Like, I had a dad and I'm
I'm about to
jealous.
call my dad like, why you ever do this for me?
How
And
come I don't have a
joined-
bowling ball?
And I joined the junior league.
So
right?
you're probably nice at bowling now, then, aren't you?
I was at that point, at that time. I haven't bowled in a while, but I was nice when I was
Yeah.
like
Right.
13, 14. And I joined the junior league, right? Bowling. But I was the oldest kid in the bowling league. So that's why I would always dominate, you know, because I'm playing like 9, 10-year-olds. And I'm like 13, 14 at that time. But I qualified to play in that league.
That's dope.
I don't know why
thank
this
you to
turned
him.
into a bowling story.
Thanks to him that you here then, because it sounded like
Yeah.
you was headed down the wrong path.
Yeah, you could have went a bunch of different ways. It could have
Bowling
ended
saved
really
my
bad.
life, man.
Wow, I've never heard that statement
Not
before.
one time. I've heard basketball, I've heard football. Bowling this is the first time bowling saved my life. Hey, that's dope though, man.
Well, thank you for coming over. This was fun. This was fun. It's been like over a month since we've done an episode.
Really?
Yeah, it's just like one thing after another. This place was flooded, and I was dealing with family shit, and just I was on the road. But like, we need to stop going a month at a time without doing an episode. Like we put them out every week, but like we've got
So you guys just do reruns?
no.
No.
We've banked a bunch.
Oh, okay.
Because between our schedules and like Mike Estemes, our other co-host, like his schedules, like we were like banking a bunch because I knew I was going to be on the road. Like I'm gone a lot this summer, so I'm like, we got to bank a bunch, and I don't want to go a week without putting an episode out. So we've got a bunch of the can, but the cameras are new, so
nice.
I'm fucking with those. So
We could actually watch this on YouTube.
yeah,
Yeah.
this in a few, it'll be. I mean, probably like 2 months before this episode drops. But yeah, we just started fucking with these cameras.
That's dope.
So where can people find you on the interwebs?
I'm always on Instagram.
Are you though?
At Vince Royale. Apparently, you know, I don't know why the algorithm's messing with me.
That algorithm's fucking around. I'm just I'm not even fucking with. We were talking earlier, like they're letting people pay for the blue check mark now.
Oh god.
And I'm like, no, it doesn't mean anything.
They hit me
No.
up. Because you know you get the fake ones, but this was the actual blue check mark. So I was kind of
Yeah.
like, all right.
You know, it's
Then it
crazy.
goes $17.99. I was like, no,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
My
Me
thing
and my
is,
55 followers don't need a blue check mark.
honestly, I'm
Not for
very,
$17.99.
I'm very content with my little 15,000 followers because I think any more than that, people will start bugging you on the street. You know,
Yeah.
it's like I want to.
No, I don't know what that's like. So.
no, but what I mean is like on the cruise ships, right? Where everybody knows you because you're the main.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
only 2 comedians on the ship.
Yep.
And your face is on the fucking
marquee.
marquee and you're in advertisement. People will bug you like while you're eating in the buffets.
Right.
And I can't even imagine how that would be like outside the cruise
Like
ships
all the time.
time.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I find myself hiding from guests
Yeah.
just so I can have my privacy, so I can eat alone.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just want you don't want the people.
I
Yeah.
don't want to, not when I'm eating.
Exactly.
I did a cruise and people, oh man, then you
You're
got to
so
kind of turn it
funny,
on.
man.
Like, yeah, thank you. I'm eating right now.
Right.
Yeah.
You
Shake
guys
my
know
hand.
how it is. Like I don't know about you guys, but like I don't mind peopling when I'm at a comedy show. But
Yeah, 'cause
when
that's where I
when
work.
I'm
when
working,
I'm doing
right.
when I'm doing normal shit like going to Target.
At the porno shop.
Yeah, exactly. I
don't
don't
need to
want
be
to be
bothered.
bothered. Like
I got my nephew with me.
It's like, I'm trying to buy a bad
So
dragon
what I'm
dildo
trying
right
Yeah,
now.
just let me
say
be
is-
discreet and buy my filth.
Yeah, exactly. And it goes back to what we were saying. Like, do I really want the blue check mark? Do I want 1 million followers on the social media? No, I don't know if I want to be that well known.
Oh,
to
I
where
know,
I'm
I don't.
being bugged everywhere.
My neighbors, I say it all the time. My neighbors have no idea what I do for a living.
That's
This is what my neighbors know about me. They know that I work out in the morning.
Yeah.
they know that I will get my Amazon deliveries in my underwear in the middle of the day and give 0 fucks. And then sometimes I leave at night. Sometimes I come back. Sometimes I have a guitar. Sometimes in uniform.
Yeah.
They don't know a damn thing about me. And I
That's amazing.
fucking love it.
Because think about
You
that.
know what?
People are knocking on your door like, hey, that would be irritating.
It was annoying because I made a mistake with my roommate that I used to live in Long Beach, and he told all our neighbors that I did comedy. And they looked me up, and now I'd be like, hey, Vince, man, when's your next show, man?
I'm like, why you're not
Like,
going to come?
Yeah.
I hate when people say that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, you don't want to be bothered in your...
I'm at
It's not
home.
that I don't like interacting with people, but sometimes you just
I
want
know.
an off time, or you know, you want off days.
You ever do a college?
Yeah.
And afterwards they want to take you out to eat? I went one time. I didn't know. The first time I went to eat with them, they're sitting at the table, this big table, and they're still looking at me like, hey, be funny. Just like, I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm never doing this again.
Yeah.
When they say, do you want to go eat? No, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm never, because I'm off. I just did 45 minutes for y'all.
Yeah.
Why do I have to do more now? We're sitting here eating. Let's just
Right.
be normal people now.
Did I ever tell you about the college I went to? They picked me up at like 10 o'clock in the morning at the airport. And they're like, hey, this strip club that opens in like a half an hour. Do you want to go? I'm like, what kind of fucking degenerate do you think I am at 10:30 in the morning that wants to go to a strip club? Let's go to the Waffle House first, like fucking adults.
Right, exactly.
Like normal fucking God-fearing
I don't want to
Americans.
be there when they open the door.
I don't want to eat the buffet at a strip club. What kind
Right.
of fucking disgusting pervert do you think I am? Let's go to the Waffle House first.
Yes.
Get greased up there. Then we'll go to the strip club at noon for $10 titties.
That's the funniest thing when they take you out.
It's yeah.
Don't take me out no more.
In the morning. In the morning. Let's go to a strip club at 10:30 in the
I
morning.
mean, the strippers are like, you want to dance?
First of all, what strip club is open at 10:30 in the morning?
I didn't know any.
This one in fucking Wisconsin was.
Like, what stripper is going to give a good performance at that time?
None.
Because she's hungry. She's like, I haven't even had my grits yet.
That's the worst shift though. That's why they
Yeah.
don't. You know,
That's
it's
a
like-
JV squad.
That's like the JV squad,
But that's
the
the daytime.
C-sections.
But that's usually the daytime strippers.
Yeah.
So that means you're the freshman squad. If you're in the morning, oh, I don't even want to see what they would look like.
Yeah.
I'm assuming 60 plus.
No.
They got the
no.
dusty bags.
That would be funny. The
Wrinkles.
older, and then the older people, like you get your AARP. Does
Yeah.
does it count?
The
Hilarious.
AARP lap, VIP lap dance.
You
I'm
might
here
get
for
a lap
the-
dance and
I'm-
break your lap at the same time.
Right.
I'm here for the lunch specials.
So I lived in South Texas for 17 years. I lived in Kingsville,
sorry.
Texas. That's a college town. Texas A&M, A&M
Yep.
University of Kingsville. Anybody who comes into that town that's anywhere famous, they literally get live tweeted their location.
Oh,
Ronda
that's
Rousey showed up at Walmart to get a hunting license, and everybody flooded Walmart to get a selfie picture.
Yeah,
Yeah, Blues Clues guy Steve.
that's
See.
hilarious.
That's why I'm
was getting
scared.
some
That's what I'm
Yeah,
That's what I'm
Shows up.
saying. That's what I'm scared of, the blue check mark. Do you know what I mean? And having 1 million followers. Because
and now they charge you for it too.
Exactly. Now you can't go to strip club at noon because somebody will bug you.
No, you could.
Like,
You
Tom,
could.
what are you doing here?
That is the worst though. When you're doing something like that, you get recognized. The show. I'm about to go. Your show was so funny last night. Can you just do the fantasy without the talking?
No, I don't want to know what your thoughts on geopolitical issues in the Middle East.
Really don't care. Just make your thong thongier.
All right, so Vince Royale.
Yes.
So everywhere.
It's at Vince Royale on Instagram. I got a TikTok, Vince Royale Comedy, and Facebook, all that. I have a website that I've been working on for about 2 years now that eventually it'll be up.
Do people even have websites anymore? I forgot the other day that I have a website. My agent was like,
Is that still a thing?
Mine's not
Yeah.
up, but I still have. I think I still have the domain name. I might
You
have to
should
go
check.
check.
Yeah.
you should check. Like, I have one, but my agent was like, yeah, somebody wants to know something. I was like, what?
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
'cause-
comedy club asked me for my website. I'm like, damn.
I stopped
Yeah.
websiting when I think MySpace came around. I was like, why do I need a website?
Well, that's something I did notice though. A lot of new comics, they don't have like a way of communicating to them. Like y'all would probably have like a business email, right?
Yeah.
I don't have one yet.
Just-
But, like-
I'll get one.
just get
Just
a
get a
Gmail.
Gmail, yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I'm like they don't have it. You either DM them and they ignore you forever on Instagram,
Oh,
or
yeah, everything is through DMs now.
Yeah.
Even when you meet abroad. Take my
Yeah.
number. What number? Take my Instagram. DM me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
let me filter you first.
Yeah.
Just contact my agent. That's my way of saying I don't want to talk to you.
I
Just
understand.
talk to my agent.
But you don't have one exactly.
No, I do.
No,
he knows
I
his
tell
job.
people.
His job is to deal with the shit I don't want to deal with.
There you go.
That's
filter.
well, yeah.
As a new comic, though, what's it like to have an agent? I wouldn't know. Like, I'm managing myself right now.
I mean, if you have a good agent or good representation, it's a good relationship. It's a good, I don't want to say marriage because those 50% of the time go wrong. But if you have a good agent or a good representation, they work with you and they balance what you want for your career along with like what you need to do for your career and what they need to do to make money because that's their job.
Yeah.
And starting out, when is a good time to get an agent?
See, that's the thing. People come out here and they're like, I need an agent. You don't. If you can get the jobs on your own, you're paying somebody less money. But also you got to remember agents and managers, most of the time, again, if you find a good one, it's a friendship. But most agents and managers now don't give a fuck. They don't go looking for talent. They want their 10% of whatever you're doing. So you could be putting in all the work and they're just going to take 10% of that. If it's not a good agent or representative.
And don't just hire someone just to say, "Oh, I got an agent or a manager."
Because they have other clients and they're going to pay attention to whoever's making them the most money. That's just the way it is. No one's going to give a shit about your career more than you. Not an agent, not a manager, not your wife, not your girlfriend. No one gives a fuck except you. That's just the way it is. And I'll give you the advice that Rob Riggle gave me. Just be good at the thing and they will find you. That's how I got every agent or manager I got. Yeah. It was like, I was really good at whatever XYZ was happening at the time, whether it was doing stand-up or acting or whatever. That's when the reps came to me.
And it goes back to what we're saying. Just get really good.
Undeniably funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, here's an opinion question. What do you feel about new comics just paying for a boosted Instagram post? So like you're just scrolling Instagram, suddenly you see this deadpan comic that just started out 3 months ago on stage, nervous as hell, trying to tell a joke and it doesn't work.
I don't give a shit.
Like it's just like a boosted post, like an advertisement, and you're like, "What is this about?"
Kind of like, I guess that's part of the time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
if you want to waste your money, go ahead. I don't give a shit. I don't. I mean, it's like I don't have.
Because I've seen people get boosted, and they'll actually start getting stuff. So, I mean, are you going to win when you get there? That's neither my concern, but you could.
That's like cheating to get to the front of the race and then not being able to run it.
Yeah, that came across my mind because we're talking about the blue check mark and paying for it. I'm like,
I mean, I've seen it, yeah, but just know you're going. Once you get to the, it's like going to the Olympics out of shape.
Yeah,
you're gonna get exposed.
Yeah.
So
be good at the thing, and when the opportunity comes, fucking knock it out of the park.
Yeah,
because you don't want to show up to the race and not have sneakers.
Yeah,
everybody wants to rush the process. It's the reason why it takes a long time.
Yeah,
that's why I'm trying to be low key right now. I'm not trying to.
There's no shortcuts to this, man.
And I mean, we all thought we were going to blow up.
There are, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And
but the problem is, you don't. If you get famous before you're funny, when you go out, they're going to be like, "Wow, my favorite comedian's not funny." And you can lose a lot of things.
Right.
So that's all I'd say too.
Well, that was a weird way to end.
Yeah, we did that for a long time.
Anyway,
I just realized I'm looking down like
we should have ended 15 minutes ago.
So what's up with you? Where people find you?
Find me on Instagram. I am Deshaun Ross. On everything else is Deshaun Ross Comedy. On Instagram, I am Deshaun Ross because people keep trying to go. I hit you up.
Wait, so you got two Instagram?
I got hacked.
I remember. Yeah, I think that's why you don't see me because your first account got hacked. I remember now.
Yeah, so I was
like, that's why you don't see me because it's your account.
I hate that. I just hate having to say there's two different.
Yeah, I know.
I hate it.
Paul, where are you? Where people find you on the interwebs?
Because I try to be an internet celebrity way back when. You can find me anywhere and everywhere at TRACERM6C.
What the
Tracer fuck? M6C. That's what it's.
Oh, okay.
It's a video game race. It's a dual video game reference. It's from Metal Gear Solid and Halo.
It's also a tracer round that we use.
That's hilarious. I was about to say, this sounds like a gun.
Yeah. Were you in the military?
No, I was one of the first people who figured out on Metal Gear Solid that if you connected the infinite ammo bandana with the clip, Hideo Kojima thought it was the best thing ever to have like that quick load system. So you double tap the button and quick loads. But to find out that you're at your last few rounds, he put the last 3 rounds of any clip on any gun in that game, the tracer round. Mm-hmm. But if you put the bandana on at those 3 rounds, you don't deplete. So you're shooting nothing but tracer rounds. Huh. And I was, out of my group of friends, we were the first ones to figure it out. And then like I went to Game FAQs and like probably like an hour before that, somebody
Tom doesn't
posted.
care about that. He was really military, man. He really fucking he
and
was
then
there.
Yeah.
And then M6Cs from Halo. That was
He is Call of Duty.
Yeah, exactly.
The real life.
Literally.
Yeah.
Where can they find you?
Oh, yeah. Shit. My brain just went. I'm at _ Thom Tran, THOMTRAN across the internet. The show is at Scary Funny Show across the board. Vince, thanks for coming. Paul,
Thank
nice meeting you
for having me, man. That was fun.
Make sure you support the show. Thanks for listening and follow us across all the social medias. Let us know where you are. Let us know what's scary or haunted in your town. I know we didn't talk too much about that, but it was fun today. What's scary and haunted? What should we check out while we're on tour in your town? You can support us by going to our TeePublic page and buying some merch like our t-shirt, mouse pad, stickers, whatever. You can join the Patreon page, become part of the Monster Squad, a Ghostbuster, a Lost Boy or Girl, or join the Army of Darkness. And if you want to support the show but you can't drop the cash, no problem. Just leave us a 5-star comment, 5-star rating, nice comment, and maybe we'll read your comment on the show sometime. All the links are going to be in the show notes. Thanks again for listening. Keep laughing or die trying.